Something, move your body.
Gotta move your body.
Skibbity,
You know I gotta
skibbity,
move my
skibbity.
body. Skibbity, skibbity. I don't know what that word is. Hello and welcome to Hardly Working, the show about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. I'm Kelly.
And I'm SP, back here in the studio. If you don't watch the show, I know most people listen, you wouldn't even know.
We're
That
pretty
the
cool that
last
way.
few episodes have been like audio only because life has been
Crazy
and busy, which means we've got tons of stuff to talk about. But it's nice. It's very nice to be back in our little home studio, not home studio, but our studio home, our official studio.
Our official Hardly Working studio.
Our studio home, not to be mixed up with our home studio. Wow, lots of stuff this week.
Sure.
I will be the first to admit that I think we scheduled too much stuff to do. And by this week, I mean last week. Too much stuff.
I'm proud of all that we accomplished.
I
and my
too am
mild
proud.
anxiety attacks. But
I too am proud. The last time you heard from us, we had gone to the first of what turned out to be 3 dentist visits last week. We were getting ready to go to the Dodger game, and that's how long ago this was.
wow, that's crazy. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, so lots to catch up on. Not much to say about the Dodger game other than great seats, fun time.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Good seats.
It was
Happy
good
birthday,
times.
Dad.
Happy birthday.
Glad that
And
no foul or no.
foul balls, yeah.
Are they called foul balls? Yeah, when they go right behind home plate. I don't know. Glad no foul balls hit me in the face. One came very close.
Very close. In fact, the dude in front of us caught the ball.
Yeah, I was like, this is how I go.
Also, he was all talk. First of all, he was way too chatty, but also he was like,
nice. Hey,
he was like,
Pops. To my dad.
and he's like, "Can I call you Pops?" And I was like, "We're already there, baby." Not to me. He didn't say it to me, but he was like, "I've been here for years. I've never caught a foul ball."
He caught one and he gave it away.
Well,
not
he was
to us.
like, "Okay, and if I catch it, I'll give it to you." And your
Pops.
dad was like, "I would give it to my granddaughter. She's 9." And he was like, "Okay, oh, that's great. Yeah. Dude,
I
we
had to
need to
figure
get
that
you a new little cup holder."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do with that. And so he did catch a foul ball and promptly left the game. Never said
gave
another
it-
word to us.
He gave it to the other person that he was there with.
Is that true?
Yeah.
His daughter, maybe?
No, the guy.
He gave it to the dude?
Yeah, that could have been his brother. I have no idea, but he gave it to him. Maybe he had a 9-year-old at home. You don't know.
Yeah,
But they
probably.
did leave. I mean, in fairness, it was a Tuesday night game that
Against
started at
Seattle.
7. Yeah, once
no
we knew
one
we were
cared
going to
about.
win, it's great.
Yeah, people started leaving.
But anyways, the game
good
was
times.
fun. Leading up to the game was an interesting. It was interesting.
I don't know that we can talk about that yet
I
until
can talk about
next
some
week.
of it.
Okay, sure.
But let's just say I got my hair done with my friend Casey. Shout out to Casey. She had a kid. She's been on maternity leave for like a year plus, which is fine. But she does my hair the best. She's done my hair for years. Like she was doing my hair when she was in esthetician school, like in her mom's sink in her house.
Wow.
Like way back when. Anyways, it's a much different experience now. But she did my hair. It was really great to catch up with her. But she lives like 10 minutes from my parents' house. So I was like, I'm gonna get my hair done. Then I'll go over to my parents' house and we'll all carpool together to the game. It'll be great. On my quick 10-minute drive, I'm doing an event this week
Yes, you are.
out of the state. So we have to leave the day before to get there.
By the time this airs, we will be
doing the event.
which is why we couldn't quite talk
And I
about it until
can't
next
quite
week.
tell you what it is, but I can tell you that it's going to be a really cool event for a really cool person / company. And they have some, as most events would have, they have some like celebrities coming in. They have some talent, some entertainment coming in. And I was really excited about the entertainment. And we were really excited about the entertainment. And I got a call on Tuesday, leaving Casey's house in the quick 10-minute drive to my parents' house, telling me that one of the people that they hired for this event, that's the following week,
the entertainer,
just canceled. And I'm
thing-
making a custom backdrop. And they were like, can you... So I know it's like just about a week away. Can we change the backdrop? To which, of course, I'm like, anything's possible. Like, we'll see. I don't know. Like, I'm going to try. And so my week has been filled with lots of anxiety as they've tried to get new talent to replace this talent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can tell you who the talent is, and they're not going to be there, right?
I didn't
sign an NDA.
I'd save it maybe till
I
next
didn't
week.
sign an NDA.
Yeah.
I won't say them. Although it's in the news. It's in the news. This person got injured and all that stuff. So.
I know. I mean, it's totally up to you. It's your.
I'm going to say it. I don't care. John Mayer. It's supposed to be John Mayer. I was very excited. I was very, very excited to see John Mayer, but he apparently smashed his hand in like a door and has like injured his fingers. It's okay. It's better than what I thought. I thought one of his fingers got cut off. That's what I was like, what happened to John Mayer?
John Mayer can do more with 4 fingers on a guitar than you and I can do with 8.
That's probably true. But he smashed his fingers, didn't feel like he could perform at his best quality. And so he said he needed to cancel, which I understand. And also I'm like, it's like a week, dude.
You had another celebrity cancel, I'd say even bigger celebrity cancel. I don't know if we've ever
a couple
talked
years
about
ago.
that. Can we talk about it without saying the event?
Yeah, I was
why
doing
they canceled.
Probably, I was doing a large event, and this person, I can tell what they were doing. This person
you could
was
say who it is, what they did, but I don't think you could say why they canceled because I don't know that that ever was public.
They were going to be the main keynote speaker for this event. Like truly, they had all of the advertising was that this person was going to be there, and people were like so excited. And
then I had to cancel.
No,
I mean, I'm so sorry.
He canceled truly like less than 24 hours in advance.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But it was Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I was so excited too because I was talent wrangling and I was like, oh. Like, I don't know that I'll actually meet him. I didn't get like, you know what I mean? Like how close I can get, but I was like, I'm going to be in like the same vicinity.
I must touch him.
I don't know. I'm going to be in the same vicinity as him and be around him. And then he canceled less than 24 hours in advance. And they got lucky that they knew someone who lived local that was also a celebrity.
Yeah, it was perfect. And also good thing they had the knockoff version of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, which is us according to our dentist people. I think we talked about that last week.
I don't know.
It was really funny because they were still talking about that when we came in the other day.
Yeah,
like
great.
you overheard them say that to somebody else.
I did. And my teeth feel cleaner than ever.
Yeah, don't need to talk too much about the dentist, except that I learned something about myself. I don't respond very long to anesthesia. It wears off very quickly.
Hey, I think that's a good thing for you to know, though. So if you ever have to go into a surgery,
I've had surgeries.
Did you wake up from the anesthesia? Well, I guess there's probably an anesthesiologist there that's like John, like a John Homer.
Yeah.
That's like watching you and noticing and giving you more.
Probably. Hopefully.
It's a good thing to know.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd learned apparently it's genetic because my mom and sister have it too. Yeah.
Your mom has that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I talked to her. She's like, you probably got it from me. I was like, oh.
Hopefully Brooklyn doesn't have that.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll have to see. But look, if you find out that you are sensitive in the sense of not being able to keep the numbness of anesthesia in your body for very long,
for more.
Make sure you ask. Yes, you might get 15 to 20 shots in your mouth.
But you won't really feel
Sounded different than I meant it. It's a lot of needles in your mouth.
I only got like 6.
Yeah. No, she kept going, baby.
Well, I've maybe had more than that. I don't really know. I'm not gonna lie. My whole bottom lip was so numb. I felt like I had a fat lip. I even said it too. Like, I feel like I have a fat lip. She goes, it looks great.
We were supposed to record last week's episode on Monday after our dentist appointment, and we quickly realized that's not happening. No, definitely not.
But the weirdest, I'm just gonna say, the weirdest part was I was trying to put on chapstick. And I was trying to rub my lips together to like, put the chapstick on both sides of my lips. And I could not. For the life of me, could not find my lower lip. I'm sure I was like really close. Like, so I had to like press my top lip down. I could feel my top lip, but it was just the weirdest thing. I was like, I haven't had a lot of dental work done. Perfect teeth over here.
They did say we have great teeth.
Not really perfect, but good teeth.
That's not the only thing we scheduled for this week.
Yeah.
We could touch base on this real quick.
We're doing.
We did.
We did. And are continuing to do.
We got lasered, baby.
Laser hair removal, baby.
That's right. I'm tired of shaving this terrible hair that is below the beard on my neck.
Yeah.
If I said neck hair, it sounded kind of gross. But it's just the normal hair that you have to shave on your neck unless you want a full beard from every.
It's all normal hair.
It is all normal hair. But I'll keep this short because it's boring. I cut myself shaving every single time.
Yeah.
Because of how my hair grows.
Yeah.
And maybe because I'm bad at it. I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
But anyway. Practice. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, I'm ready. I'm never going to need this hair ever again.
Yeah.
And so we did it. But that's not all we did. You also did your laser hair removal.
I did.
Which was a lot, as you can imagine with legs and stuff, a lot more area than just the front of your neck.
Yeah, you went first though. I'm also getting my tattoo removed,
Yeah.
which is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
It's too bulky. It's too big. And I just want to be able to not have to wear my watch all the time.
Yep. I get it.
So
That's the thing about them tattoos. They are permanent. Unless you're willing to get lasered for like 2 years.
I know, truly. It's like every 14 weeks. I'm like, how long is that going to take?
Who knows if this company will still be in business by the time you're finishing.
It's so funny because I think when I did it, they were like, not like 10 to 12 weeks is what we like. And I think the girl, maybe she did 12 weeks, but I was like some ridiculous amount. I was like, that feels like a long time.
It does.
But I learned a lot about laser tattoo removal.
And we have the best little, I was going to call her
Shout
a
out to
tech,
Paige.
but she's a nurse.
Yeah.
She's a full-fledged nurse.
Shout out to Paige, our girl.
Yeah. Our new BFF.
Yep.
Has been closer to us.
And then many of our friends in our life.
Any friend.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, unless there's a story you want to tell for the first time on the podcast.
Nor.
I think closer than any friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. So if that didn't sound like enough stuff going on, Brooklyn also had her first day of school in the middle of this thing.
Oh my gosh.
So much stuff.
Didn't we talk about her first day of school? Am I crazy?
No, we did not. We talked about shopping for school, which when I say it out loud seems like a very boring podcast conversation. But
No. But I will say,
yes.
I'm learning a lot about anxiety in this season. As someone who has never really had anxiety and does not feel like I suffer from anxiety, I think I might be changing my thoughts on that. I don't know if it's just getting older or what it is.
Changing your thoughts? You're like, you know what?
I think I do.
I think I would like to have anxiety
No,
now.
I think
I've
have
readdressed it. I've reassessed it. And I've spent too many years not being anxious.
Yeah. I don't want it. Let's
Good
just be
for
clear.
you.
Well, I don't want it. Let's be clear. No.
Be clear, lady.
But I have it. And so does my daughter. A little bit. I mean, here's the deal. A quick story. Quick story. Okay. Co-parenting isn't always great. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's sacrifices. Sometimes it's trying to go with the flow, even when your anxiety is running at 120, baby.
Wow. That sounded like a real phrase. Just so you know, it's not. Anxiety running at 120, not a thing.
I think it was. But our daughter starts school at a certain time. It's her first day of school. She wants to like walk into school and like get to see her classroom and maybe know what kids are in her class. She's in a 4th, 5th grade class. I'm going to try to do this fast. I feel like I already did this on the podcast, but I guess I didn't.
We shot it before.
They get there, or like we'll meet at 8:00. We'll all take pictures. We'll walk her in together. It'll be great.
8:15 is when we start. School starts.
Well, it should be in school. The teacher will start teaching at 8:20. Bell rings at 8:15. Yada yada yada. They text us. We're 10 minutes behind. Okay.
No big deal.
I mean, we're cutting it close for my taste, but 8:10. It's cool. It's fine. Get there at 8:13. Like 2 minutes before the bell rings. 7 minutes before she has to be in class, like seated in class that she's never been in. Drop her off. I'm like, oh, okay, B, you're here. Your mom's going to go park. She's going to come up. We're going to take pictures. Is your other dad coming? How about your grandparents? No, they're not. Okay, cool. Still waiting up there. It's 8:15. The bell's gone off. And I'm like, she's like, I'm stressed. Mom, I want to go into class. I'm going to be late. I don't want to be late. And I'm like, we're just going to wait for your mom, kid. Like, she's coming. Then we see Pops and the 2 grandparents. We walk over to them. Totally chill. Like, it's normal.
They weren't going to be there, but they were.
But they were there. Surprise. Cool. Brooklyn goes, Mom, I'm really stressed. I think I'm going to be late for class. I'm going to be late for class. And I said, or she said, I'm pretty anxious. I said, I'm pretty anxious too, kid. I know you're going to be, I know. And I'm sorry, but it's going to be okay. We're just going to wait for Mom. We're going to walk in. It'll be great. Mom gets up there about 8:20. Yeah. And they take a picture. And then we walk into class, and she gets into class at 8:23, and everything's fine. And it's fine. But what I didn't like is that she was late, and she told me that she was anxious and late. I was feeling anxious because I know she wants to be in there, and we are a family that believes if you're early, you're on time.
Yeah, and
if you're on time, you're late. Okay, we are that family, and
we are that side of the family.
And she expressed that to me, and of course, someone on the other side goes to her and goes, it's okay for you to be a couple minutes late on your first day of school. They'll understand.
One of the other parents, yeah.
I'm like, no.
By the way, side note, have you heard like these, I don't know if it's Gen Alpha, or I guess it's Gen Alpha. They're saying nar.
Yeah.
That's like their verbiage
nar.
Now.
Yeah, I'm a part of Gen
like
Alpha.
Season 1 of this show, we did the R&R thing.
They learned it from us.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. 15-year-olds listening to our show.
Not. But Nor, I didn't know that, but I do it now because it just fits my personality.
It does. Anyway, you were saying
And
one of the
all
parents
that
said
to
that.
say-
That's not us. Yada, yada,
Yeah.
yada.
But it was a very anxious and stressful day for me. And I walked away from that feeling like upset and my feelings were hurt and I was like anxious. No one really did anything to me, but I was like, it was the lack of like hearing our daughter, knowing that and knowing her, knowing that she likes to be on time. Here's the deal. Traffic happens. It's totally a thing. Totally. But like, at what point in time are we like, yeah, we're going to do this at the expense of our kid versus like,
Yeah, that's, we don't talk about co-parenting too much, even though it was originally a big part of the show. We kind of moved it to hardly working through it until we paused that show. life. But that is one of the difficult parts of co-parenting.
yeah, we all have value on different things. Is that what
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah.
And no, there's nothing that's like necessarily wrong.
Right.
And for me, it's only wrong when Brooklyn is expressing what's important to her and like whatever we value is like trumps that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So like it was a difficult thing for me to be like, she had expressed a couple of times like, Mom, am I with you for my first day of school? Like I don't want to be late, all that stuff. And she wasn't with us, which it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But like, it is really important for her not to be late. And I don't feel like that was prioritized that day. And so it led me to have a lot of anxiety and truly to kind of walk away like a little upset. But I was mostly upset because I could tell that she was upset.
And I couldn't really be there for Kellie emotionally because I was like,
hobnobbing with the grandparents you hadn't met yet.
that's true. But also like 45 minutes away from getting what I was told would be a 2 to 3 hour deep cleaning in my mouth.
It was only an hour.
With what turned out to be 20 shots in my gums.
You were cool.
So I was like, yeah, sure. Whatever. I got to get back to have this horrible experience, which is not horrible, by the way. We had a lovely hygienist.
That's true. But all of that, it was all part of it too. Because I was like, we were there later than we wanted to be because of all of that stuff and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
It was a lot. And and like, again, co-parenting is difficult. Nobody's bad. Everyone has like their own preferences and all those
Nobody's
things.
bad in our life.
Yeah. But it did lead me to go like,
let me clarify that. I mean, nobody's bad in our little quad of parents.
Yeah.
I didn't mean like on our side, no one's bad.
No,
But I mean, not every co-parenting thing is the same situation. Some people have lots of hurt feelings and animosity and all that kind of stuff. So I just meant
we're lucky.
our four, we're okay.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
But it did lead me to go, I think I just need to have better boundaries for myself. Like maybe I don't need to be there on the first day of school if I know they're going to be late.
But isn't that funny? Because what's the big thing you've been talking about in therapy for the
boundaries,
last 4 months is boundaries.
Yeah. And if she is with us next year, I will have better boundaries for her sake.
Get the old babies, the better boundaries.
Yeah. I just am a person who's like, everything you say to your kid, she's like, they're learning it right now.
Yeah.
And so I didn't particularly like that it was like,
it's okay to be late.
It's okay to be late on your first day of school. I was like, would you tell her that on her first day of work? It's okay to be a few minutes late on your first day of work. No, it's not.
Yeah. No, I'm with
like,
you, girl.
It's just not okay to be late. And then what's the appropriate thing to do when you're late? Like either call and let them know you're running behind in traffic or whatever. But like, it's her first day and like she wants to be there because she likes to be on time.
Yeah.
So like, let's make that a priority and make that important.
Mm-hmm.
And also, selfishly, it helps me. But like, if it wasn't a priority to her, I probably wouldn't have been as anxious. I would have been a little bit anxious, but not as much.
It's probably true. Were you late as a child to your first day of school?
No.
When you were a child not being late for your first day of school, did you also do things like watch VHS tapes at night of old movies, use a rotary phone, anything like that?
Yeah, I was going to say something, but I can tell that you're leading into something else, so I'm not going to.
No, tell me what you're going to say.
I was going to, because you asked me if I had ever been late, and I said no, but the honest truth is I can't remember, which I think speaks volumes to Brooklyn not wanting to be late. It means that she probably is late to school more often than we're aware, or someone's told her that it's bad to be late.
I think she just, I don't know. I know she gets it from us.
I wasn't that way. Like, I don't think I was like, I'm going to be late. I think I was just like, it was never a thing for me to be late to school. Like it just was.
Right.
Maybe when I was in middle school and high school, like I was like, can't be late. I got to get to class. Like I'm going to go to, if I don't get there in time, they're going to send me to the classroom that's like study hall or whatever.
Ew.
Which felt like detention to me.
Yeah.
I had to do it one time and I was like, no.
You got detention once, didn't you?
One time.
Me
and
too.
I think it got taken away.
Oh.
I got detention one time in math class in 10th grade because someone was trying to talk to me. They wanted to use my math book and I was telling them no. And the teacher got upset with me because we were both talking and I was like, they were like kicking my chair and asking me for something. And so I turned around and said, stop doing that. No, you can't use it. And then I got in trouble. He only had one detention slip. And
so you guys had to be a couple on the detention slip too?
No, he did not give it to the other kid who had detention multiple times. He gave it to me because I had never had detention before. And he was like, you've never had detention, so now you're gonna.
What?
I cried. I went home and I cried.
What's this teacher's name?
Mr. It was started with an A.
Listen up, Mr. A. Any chance you can remember what the A stands for?
Like, I don't know. I don't remember.
Listen up, Mr. A. I know what the A stands for, and it's what you are. Okay?
He's not listening to this. But also, I think I went home crying and I told my mom, and my mom came in like really mad because she was like, help me understand. She didn't say help me understand, but she was like, why did my kid get detention and the other kid didn't? Like, what? And so they ended up taking it away. But I remember hating.
Oh, really? You didn't have to go? Oh, so you've never had detention?
Yeah, but getting a detention slip was enough for me that I like.
You got some weird lines, girl.
I did not like being called to the principal's office. I did not like getting in trouble. Like I was not that kid.
No one likes that.
No, but I just wasn't that kid that ever got in trouble. And so for me to get attention and for him to truly say, like he said it. Well, I only have one detention slip, and since you've never had detention, I'm going to give it to you.
He does this in front of the whole class?
It was in front of me and the other person.
Oh, he like pulled you guys aside?
At the end of class, he was like, stay behind. He told us in the middle of classes, you're both getting detention. This is in the middle of class.
He's a liar too.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
I was like, I didn't even do anything wrong. And the other kid was like, she didn't do anything wrong. I was the one asking her for stuff.
So he's just got an ego. He's like, I can't take it back now.
I was like, I didn't even do anything. I was really bad at math and really, really struggled. And I was like, I was sitting in the freaking front row.
Maybe that's why he's like, you get detention, idiot.
But I was like, truly, I had moved to sit in the front row so that I could actually like try to learn and understand this. I was like, I already am bad at math and it's hard. And now you want me to hate it even more? Like, you want me, I was the worst.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'll have to say, I had to retake that class with a different teacher the following year, but it's fine.
Could have been worse. Could have been the same teacher.
Yeah, no. I think I asked for it not to be.
You know, that transition I laid like 2 minutes ago is
what was the question you asked me?
Have I ever what? Matter.
Have I ever what?
I was like, I'm
leading you in. Have I ever what?
What was it? You know, I was just thinking about the question you asked me 7 seconds ago. VHS tapes, watched them?
Yeah, Land Before Time.
Ever used a rotary phone?
Yes, and I have a few as props.
Wow. Oh, wow. This all really segues so naturally into something I wanted to do with you before we get into stories. I found this list, and whether people are listening or us, we can all do it. What I'm trying to say is,
or if you're us,
there's some games that only we can play.
Sure.
Because there's some games that are visual.
But anybody can play this.
Anyone. Don't do it if you're
what's
driving.
It called?
It's called Play This Game. It's not quite like that. No, all it is give yourself 1 point for each thing you've never done.
How many things are there?
20.
Okay,
but I mean, it's not. There's no explanation. It's just bang, bang, bang. So you're not putting a finger down.
I'm going to count in sign language.
I'm going to try to count mine as well.
In sign language.
And you guys can count at home while we count aloud. You ever do SAT tests?
No.
Read the instructions quietly as I read them aloud. Okay. Number 1, put a finger up if you've never used a rotary phone.
I have.
I believe that I have. My grandparents had a rotary phone outside by the jacuzzi.
Weird.
Why do they have a phone?
I don't know that I've actually ever used a rotary phone, but I'm going to say yes because I feel like I have.
All right, fine.
I mean, I've played with one, so it's the same thing, right?
Give yourself a point if you've never used a floppy disk. Have you not used a floppy disk?
I have. I'm not putting a finger up.
Oh, I thought you were laughing because you're like, I don't want to do it.
I laughed because I was like, oh yeah, floppy disks.
All right, 3, never used a typewriter.
No, I've used a typewriter.
I have. Never taken photos with a film camera. I've definitely done that many times.
Isn't that what like those disposable cameras are all film cameras?
Yep. Listen to music on a CD. I've definitely done that.
This is how old? This is like your old test. Okay, keep going.
I think we're learning something about ourselves.
Yeah.
We're old.
Yeah.
Next one. Listen to a cassette tape.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And recorded songs on cassette tapes. Yes.
How about never listen to a vinyl record?
Just did that yesterday. Let's come back around.
That's true. Never listened to music on a Walkman.
I don't even know if I know what a Walkman is. That's where you put cassette tapes in, yeah?
Yeah. So
yeah, I didn't do that. Like a boombox, but never like a Walkman that you take with you.
Yeah, I had a CD player.
I had a CD player
know,
that
a
I took with me
Discman
everywhere.
that had a bass
Mine was
boost.
yellow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Watch my parents be like, no, it wasn't. But I'm like pretty confident it was yellow.
Well, you mentioned this one, never listen to music on a boombox outside. I'm sure I have.
I'm not going to put a finger. I'm sure I have, but I don't like. It's not like from the movie.
Yeah. Well, we said this one
Sorry.
earlier. Never watched a video from a VHS tape. We've done that.
Yeah.
Never sent or received a fax. I don't
not
know
fair.
that I've done it, but I've had to have it done.
I did it at Chick-fil-A. It was like a thing.
Oh.
We faxed. You had to fax stuff over.
That's so weird. I can't believe
So I'm
anyone's
like-
still faxing
Like
stuff.
some of it, I'm like is old, but I'm like, I mean, I just did it recently. Not that recently.
Never recorded music from a radio to cassette.
I literally said that. Savage Garden.
Oh, savage answer. That's crazy. What song was it?
I knew you were going to ask me that
Of
question,
course.
and like I know I'm going to look it up because I need to.
All right, look it up.
The song was called "Truly, Madly, Deeply" by Savage Garden.
Truly, madly, deeply.
It's not it. I want to stand with you on a mountain. I want to bathe with you in the sea.
Bathe with you in the sea.
I want to lay like this forever until the sky falls down on me. Ooh.
That bass, though.
You're welcome.
You know what you just did?
That was
Do
a
that
Ryan
again.
Reynolds taste.
Do it again. I've got so much honey, the bees need me. Ba, 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 ba. Sounds like the Temptations.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Anyways, but I like distinctly remember my mom. I wonder if she has a memory of this too. But it was like in her
Kanto,
room, and
yes.
the room was dark, and it was on the cassette tape, and I was trying really hard. But honestly, I don't know if it was from the radio or if it was like another cassette tape to another cassette tape. But I'm sure I've done both. Old. Keep going.
Okay, great. I heard a lot of stuff there. I'm going to just keep moving on, though. Rented a video from Blockbuster.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was gonna say who hasn't, but I was like,
know.
I guess younger people.
Access the internet by dial-up.
Yeah. AOL Messenger, baby.
Let's go. Used a phone book. Yes. Sent a postcard. You've used a phone book
I'm sure I have.
to like look something up?
I mean, I know what a phone book is, and I've seen my mom do it.
Have you ever got your haircut sitting on a phone book?
No, maybe, but I don't remember.
Weird. Okay, well, sent a postcard.
Yeah.
Used a paper map to get somewhere.
I watched my dad do it. I haven't done it.
Really? When I first started driving, we would
So I'm gonna
print
put
out
that.
MapQuest directions. It was, I think,
Oh,
even before Google Maps.
MapQuest is different than a paper map.
You're right. I was just saying, but it is paper.
Yeah, but
just
like you're talking about
said-
like a map that you
Oh, you're
pull
right.
out.
It says paper map. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, my dad has done that, but
That
like I've
sounds
never.
so
I've done
dangerous.
MapQuest, but I'm gonna put a finger up saying I've never done it.
What was that?
Never done it. Never done it.
My dad, I've said this on the show before. He was like, "You always have to have a Thomas guide in your car. 'Cause
Not
you
anymore.
never know."
He would think this time is wild.
Dude, when my dad died, smartphones had just come out. Like my buddy Victor Hammer had the iPhone 1, but that was it.
So I'm sure he never even really saw it.
No, my dad still had a flip phone.
Yeah.
I still have my dad's flip phone. Technically, my mom still has it. She kept it.
You should plug it in and see what's on there.
I did try to call it once, a couple, like 5-10 years ago.
Someone else has a number.
Someone
now.
answered, and I was like, "You're not my dad." No, I didn't. I hung up because I was scared.
Of course, of course.
Anyway, you know why I did that though is I forget if it was my mom who said it or someone else, or they said it about someone else. But someone said like, sometimes I'll call this person's phone just to hear their voicemail, just to hear their voice.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll do that.
I bet you could
Bad
access
idea.
his voicemail
No,
on the phone.
I don't think so.
You could hear his voicemail because
Oh, you mean if it was saved on there?
yeah. I bet you could
Yeah.
if you had his phone.
Dude, then you'd hear my dad's voice for the
I know. I
first
was
time.
thinking about that.
It sounds like this.
I wonder if it sounds more like you than you think it does.
It actually doesn't sound anything like what I just did.
I know.
But that was a joke for no one because no one listening except for,
Your
well,
mom.
no, she doesn't listen. She
I
just
think she reads it. Yeah.
All right, let's finish up this list because I have so many stories.
Sorry. Okay, I'm ready.
Owned a dictionary.
Yes. I've done
Owned
that.
an encyclopedia.
Yeah, my parents had like the really pretty encyclopedias.
I've never like purchased like Britannica.
Isn't it weird? I'm going, some of the stuff I'm not taking as like a personal own, but more like, it was in my family. I know what you're talking about. Like they did have the encyclopedias that were like A, B, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Didn't have the
anyways.
whole library of them. Apparently
They did. They had A through Z.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Apparently,
sure.
people used to go like door to door selling these.
100%. There's an episode of
Britannica.
Friends. And all that like Joey could buy was like V or Z. I think it was V that he bought.
That's a pretty good bit, actually.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I was like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, but he's not really smart. So he read a bunch, so he knew all about it. And he's like, oh, you guys want to talk about this? And they went to talk about something different. He was like, I don't know about that because he
That's
only
funny.
knew about one letter. Anyway,
That's really funny.
yeah. And it was Penn and Teller that sent it to him. One of them, the one that talks. Like he guest starred in the show.
I believe that's Penn.
Penn, yeah, he guest starred in the show and like sold it to him.
The other guy does talk, though.
But not
Teller.
I know, but not in their act.
That's true.
Anyway,
Wow.
how many more?
So
Is that all of them?
that was it.
I was like, wait.
I maybe put one finger up
Put
because I
two.
don't think I don't think I've ever actually recorded something onto
a cassette.
a cassette. But everything else I've done. So, way to go, get old. Way to be old.
I just feel cultured.
I'm just saying, it is not like the amount of points I had 0 Riz. Period.
Level 0 Riz.
Level 0. Wow. Thanks for doing that with us, everyone. I don't know how old you are, but I know how old I feel, which is very old. Anyway, I've got, as I said,
Lots of
a
stories.
plethora of stories. In fact, Shim sent me the first one. Shout out to our girl, Shim.
Okay, let me hear it.
And if you ever want to send in anything like that, hit us up on socials at It's Hardly Working. It's
hardly working.
Anyway, first one, and this is crazy because it keeps consistently coming into our lives. Fake watermelons full of drugs fail to fool U.S. agents.
Yeah, sounds right.
Another thing, we've talked about, 10 tons of cocaine getting sharks high.
Yep.
It's no wonder they caught this guy. Look at this photo. Does that strike you as a watermelon at all?
No, it looks like wrapping paper. That's
Yes.
ridiculous.
Now, one thing I had to do, if you're just listening and you don't see this, it kind of looks like someone bought like a Party City tablecloth
Yeah,
that
and
looked
then
like
they,
a watermelon and
they
wrapped it. But there's also like gray tape around the center, but that's from the government. That's from like
that's what I
Border
figured.
Patrol or something.
It does
like
not
that.
look. I mean, it's too big to be a watermelon.
It does look large. Here's a bunch of them.
All wrapped like that.
All of them.
Dang.
Okay, so you
From
want
a
the
distance,
highlights?
I could see what people be like. Yeah, it looks like that. But like up close, I was like, no.
So they found over 1,200 of these.
What?
1,200.
Coming from where? So you're gonna
Mexico.
get to it. Okay.
No, ask me anything. It's way easier for me if you just ask the questions because
Okay.
I've already read it.
Coming from Mexico.
Coming from Mexico, it's worth about $5 million of
Dang.
methamphetamines. Yes.
How are they trying to get it over the border or
It was
fly
in
it
a truck. So it was in a truck crossing the border. They went to another place that has less tourist traffic, but a lot of cargo traffic. So maybe they're like, we'll blend in. For me, I'm always passing the border checkpoint in San Diego because we work down there so much. And I was like, I think I would try to go to the busiest one. Although if you're driving a truck, which these people were, like a cargo freight truck,
Yeah.
you're probably going to get stopped anyway if you go that direction.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it'd be weird, I guess.
So they were like suspicious. They pull them out and they're like, that watermelon looks like a grocery bag.
yeah.
And so I've actually, oddly enough, read 2 articles on this. And so there's like just this big blue carton that's full of, I don't know, maybe
Fake ones.
Fake, but how many? What do you think? Like 30, 40, 50 in there?
I would say 50, but it depends on how deep it goes.
There were so many. And we already know it's 1,200
It's insane. What's in it?
packages here. Methamphetamines.
Oh, sorry. I missed
Yeah.
that.
But also, I don't know if it's in this one. Oh, yeah, it's in this article too. The week before, the same border crossing had discovered and stopped 300 kilograms of meth that was in a shipment of celery. They didn't get into like the
At
details
least they
of that
had
one.
real celery.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they just kind of stuffed it in to see if they could get away with it.
Exactly. So
Weird.
it would have cost $5 million, or it would have been $5 million there. There's a little note on here that's a little tangential, though. It says this was from Mexico, like I said. In February, Mexican security forces seized more than 40 tons of the drug in the biggest lab to be discovered in recent years.
Dang.
So that was in Mexico, I assume. But anyway, crazy times.
Crazy.
I was reading this last night in our very nice room. I love the way our room looks right now.
Yeah.
We had all the fun, cool, moody lights.
It's nice.
But I was like, I don't know why, but I was like, this is so bad. The drug epidemic, sure. But I was like, this dude's in jail forever. And probably in American jail forever.
Yeah.
How many people are probably going to lose their lives back where this came from because it didn't go right? Or because what they were saying, I don't know if they said it in this article or the other one that I read, but the reason that they keep getting these busts, like the celery and the watermelon, is because they have like intel people.
Oh.
And so I'm like, who back in Mexico is going to be accused of being the rat or the narc or whatever? Like, I read this and I was sad. It's like, people are going to die.
That's probably true, but that's why you don't get involved in that life. Or if you do, you become the rat and you say, I want protection.
Exactly.
I'll be the one driving it over the border. So like, protect me.
You've seen enough Bones.
Yeah, but that's how you do it.
Castle.
You say, okay, I'm going to be the rat and I'll drive it. And so when they pull me over, like everyone thinks I went to prison, but really I just went into not Secret Service. What's it called?
I was like, where's she going with this?
Called?
Did you see me stop and look at you?
Yeah,
I was
and
like,
I went, that's not right.
I know what she's thinking.
What's it called?
It's called, no, I'm not telling
Witness protection.
Dang it.
Got it.
Yes,
you know what I mean? But and then
would,
they think,
would you
this
be the
person
rat though? Because I would.
Probably. I think it's too much pressure to try to do something like that. And if I am involved in something like that, it's out of necessity or because I was being forced to do it. Like, if you don't do this, I'll kill your family or something.
Yeah,
and I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd be like, okay, like you guys get out. Like, it's going to be a whole thing. I'm ratting on it. So like, you need to, you guys get out. Ratting them out. You get out and then I'll get out. And then we're all going to witness protection. They'll think I went to jail, but I'm really in witness protection.
I want to stand.
Which witness protection, isn't that such a weird thing?
Mountain.
They're like, we're going to change your identity and protect you and put you somewhere. Yeah, but like.
What would you change your name to? We have way too many stories for these tangents, but I enjoy the tangents more.
I don't know.
I think we should change it to famous people names. It would be like, no,
you
not
can't
that,
do that.
not that Brad Pitt.
You can't do
and
that.
I'm also not married to that Gloria Estefan.
But you can't do that because you don't want to be put into the news in any way, shape, or form, because then your face would give you away. So you have to give it something that's kind of like more discreet. Not quite John Smith, but like
Kevin Jones.
No.
Why?
I know a Kevin Jones, so. Nor.
Kevin Jones and me.
You know a Kevin Jones too.
Look.
He used to work with me.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know. My first
sorry,
head went to Cassie.
It sounded so disinterested.
Like,
I didn't mean it that way.
Like Cassidy, because that was like one of the
Cassidy?
names. It was one of the names that my dad wanted to call me. It was Cassidy, but with a K. Cassidy with a K.
Pseudo dated. No, I didn't date. I went to homecoming with someone named Cassie.
Was it with a K or a C?
A C.
C.
Okay.
Not a K. Got to be a K.
Okay, you'd be Cassie.
Or Cass.
I think it'd be Cliff. Cliff Blazinski.
Weirdo.
That's actually already a person. Cliff Schwarzenegger.
No, you can't do Schwarzenegger.
Why not?
Because you can't do well-known names because you're in witness protection.
Fine.
Anyways, tell us what names we should have. I think they made it just assign the names for you.
You think so?
I have no idea.
Where would be one of the top places you'd hope to be relocated to?
Does it have to be in the United States?
Maybe it's probably American witness protection. So what?
Shut it.
I'm just saying they're probably not like enjoy London.
If I had to be relocated somewhere in the United States and it couldn't be LA, I'd probably like New York. And if not New York,
Boston maybe.
Yeah, I was like, if not New York, maybe Boston. It'd have to be a city because I don't think I could just live. No.
Dallas.
No.
Denver.
No. What? No. But maybe like Seattle or
Ew. I mean, nothing against Seattle, but
Boston,
it's gloomy.
like you said, or
Miami.
I don't know. I don't want to live in Florida. It's humid. I don't want to live in the Midwest.
Austin.
Maybe.
Austin's
I don't really want to live in
weird.
Texas either, but maybe Austin.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I like Atlanta.
We got there. I'll take Atlanta too.
I don't really know where, but if it was at international, I'd say send me to Paris. I'll learn French. Actually, London. Send me to London.
Yeah, London's better. Alrighty. Well, Cassie, let's
Shut it.
let's keep going. This I almost didn't include because there were so many stories, but I was like,
Ooh, no, Belgium. I live in Belgium. Okay, sorry. Go.
Belgium is good. That just made me want to change my story too. Ah,
Look at that.
yeah, I'm going to change it because I don't know how many we'll get to. This was so funny to me. And maybe it's because I'm on the road so much and I'm in a lot of hotels. So like whenever you're at a hotel or you're in a new place, you're like, where am I going to get water? Where am I going to get food?
100%.
So we're always looking for food.
Yeah.
This one, this story is man jailed for impersonating Miami Springs pizzeria, delivering disgusting pies.
What? Is it like mud pies?
No, it wasn't like that. Here's what happened. This was the one that it's very short.
Tell me.
I literally wanted to just read it because
Okay.
it's that short, but feel free to interrupt at any time. A 55-year-old man is facing a felony charge in South Florida for a bizarre impersonation scheme that left pizza customers getting a raw deal.
Was it raw pizza?
Police said sometimes.
Okay.
Police said he ran an elaborate scheme to defraud tourists staying in the hotels of Miami Springs by pretending to be a well-known local pizza parlor.
Local
Pizza parlor.
Okay.
According to the police, customers who thought they were ordering pies from Roman's Pizzeria were instead getting subpar slices from Joe Marty Alvarez. just a guy named, it's Jose, which is kind of like Joe. Marty Alvarez distributed fake pizza flyers to hotel rooms, saying that he was Roman's Pizzeria.
Is there a Roman's Pizzeria?
Yes.
But he was not them.
No.
Okay.
So you have to understand how I read this too. So it literally says he was advertising as if he was Roman Pizzeria, misleading visitors, according to Miami Springs police. The next one just says, Jesus, Roman, the proprietor of a real Roman pizzeria. I was like, oh no, this is Jesus, but there's no accent marks on it. So I was like, what are they saying?
Jesus, Roman.
That's really what it sounded like.
Jesus, Roman.
So the dude who actually owns Roman's Pizzeria, who's been cooking up pies for 4 decades, 40 years, said that Marty Alvarez's pizzas were bad, undercooked. Sometimes they were sent in a box with a piece of raw dough in it. Yes.
What?
He says they just give it to them, and by the time they realize it, they're gone anyway. So this dude, essentially, if he didn't say it, if I haven't said it already, he would hand out flyers as if it was Roman's, but he would put his phone number on it. So he would just be like, he'd pick up the phone and then like make a pizza in his kitchen.
That's so
and
weird.
then deliver it to, that was one of my favorite parts too, at the end. It said like,
how much money could this man have made?
Not a lot.
Yeah, I was like,
that's what I'm saying is like, it's not a good scheme.
No.
Because even if like, let's say you're charging $10.
You still have to buy the stuff to make it.
Like you're getting maybe $5 a pizza, maybe.
I don't know. It's dumb.
But the story continues. And this is where I started feeling bad. It was funny because I was reading and I was like, it sucks for the actual pizzeria because now that we live in the internet age, people just go to Yelp and that kind of stuff and like write bad things.
Sure. But also, I find it interesting because we do live in the internet age. Like if someone sent a flyer for whatever pizza place this was called.
Yes. Romans.
Do you think I'm going to just call the number or do you think I'm going to look it up and be like, can I place an order online?
Well, you might not do that because you stay at Hilton's, etc. But if you were staying at the Days Inn.
Yeah, but would you just call or would you look it up? I'd look it up. Now we all have phones.
That's true. But these people apparently didn't.
Dummies.
I don't know what to tell you. But here's what this said. It said the police said the fraud's been ongoing for several years and caused significant hardships to the real Roman's Pizzeria, including complaints to the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
It got all the way up there, as well as negative reviews and upset customers.
I didn't do it.
Yes. He said sometimes they'd show up at our store claiming like, where's our food? And we had to explain to them like, I'm so sorry, but there's nothing to do with us. You didn't order it from us.
Dang.
So they arrested this guy, Jose, a couple days ago, last Monday. But they also are charging him with aggravated battery because after fleeing the hotel in his vehicle, he hit a staff member at the hotel. So
has layers. You're telling me
in court,
many layers.
The judge said you have to stay away from the Days Inn where the victim works, as if he's going to go back.
Well, if people buy more pizza. You don't know.
You don't know. Well, he was set. They gave him a $5,000 bond to get out because of the pizza scheme.
He didn't even make that much money with the pizza scheme.
I know. And there's a whole thing. But I was like, oh, what a fun story.
So if you're in Florida, is that what it is?
Yeah.
If you're in Florida and you want to order from Roman's Pizza, just look it up online.
Look it up online. Maybe he's got a website. Well, that was the thing. I started reading this and I was like, oh, man, how intricate is this scheme going to be? Because sometimes I like seeing the schemes. I like movies like Ocean's 11 where you're like, how do they get away with
or
it?
McMillions. The documentary
McMillions, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's so good on Max. But I was like, oh, what did he do? I was like, the dude just literally printed out fake flyers. Like, it wasn't even a heist.
It worked, though.
It did, kind of.
Sorry.
I don't know. Next story.
Don't do that. What we're saying.
It was a bit of a letdown, but justice is being served like a cold raw pizza.
Like his cold raw pizzas.
Exactly. This story was so hardly working that even if we ran out of time, I was going to include it.
Okay.
It might even be the last story because I know there's so much that we've talked about.
I'm ready.
Man who faked his own death by hacking into death registry to avoid paying child support, sentenced to over 6 years in prison. Is this not a great story?
It is a great story. Where is this man located?
I was gonna say Florida, but you jogged my memory. It's a hell of a state. No, Kentucky. You want to see this not so dead man?
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't he look like that?
Maybe,
like a,
yeah.
You know, like
but
maybe
smart if he can hack into the death registry.
So yeah, essentially this dude got the credentials from someone who works in the government and signed in, declared himself.
I'm dead. Boop.
Yes. Did all the stuff, signed off on the death certificate, which then triggered other government agencies to believe he had passed as well. So now he's quote unquote
dead. A dead man walking
everywhere to avoid paying future child support as well as apparently back alimony that he had owed. He did it, I guess, in Hawaii.
That's weird. Simon's back. Sorry.
He did it in Hawaii.
But he lives in Kentucky, but he logged in Hawaii.
Yes.
And he did it
Jesse
in Hawaii.
Kipf, by the way, K-I-P-F. Seems like we left out some letters there. Maybe needed some vowels. Yeah, so he accessed the Hawaii death registry in January 2023. This just happened. Like, he didn't even really get away with it.
But
yes.
do you have different death registries for different states?
I believe so.
Does he live in Hawaii? Hawaii?
No, I believe he lives in Kentucky. It just says that he accessed the Hawaii death registry using a username and password of a physician in another state to create the case.
He said, I died in Hawaii. So I bought a ticket and I died. I didn't come home. Okay.
So all of that happens. It goes to court because it gets found out somewhere. I don't know. Like this was
what
literally.
was his excuse? Oh.
No, he owned it.
I did it.
But listen to this. I was like, this dude who's got this crazy scheme. You know what I'm not gonna do? Pay child support. How do I not do that? I could fake my own death. Like he came up with that wild scheme, but was also smart enough to steal credentials from someone, infiltrate another state's death registry system,
and do it again,
and private business networks, along with governmental and corporate networks, then tried to sell access to the networks on the dark net to make money off of his scheme.
Wow.
Like, how do you know all of that?
But you
can't do like real life.
Yeah, I'm like, you should have gotten access to change your name, like to make yourself
Witness
into a
protection.
new make yourself into a new
Cassie.
person. Yeah, you could have been Cassie Joe. Sorry.
Anyway, so he was captured and sentenced to 81 months in prison.
That's it.
That's 6 years.
Doesn't seem like enough.
And you know what happens to these
faked
people,
his death.
right? He goes to in prison and he's like,
yep,
dead. No, you know these people, like they get out on good behavior or overcrowding or whatever. He's actually legally required to serve 85% of his prison sentence.
Ha-ha.
So let's call that at least 5 years.
And is all of his other stuff doubled? Like
What
now you
other
got to
stuff?
pay double the child support and double the alimony.
Oh, they didn't say that. But after he serves at least like 5 years, the next 3 years, he has to be under supervision of a probation officer. Yes. Anyway, so I was
he
like,
can't fake his death.
Seriously, I was like, was it worth it, Jesse Kipf?
Nor.
Was it worth it?
Nor.
Like, how much could the child support have been? Not worth 6 years of your life,
No.
a decade of your life.
Yeah, I mean,
in prison
and
or
think about
under
those
surveillance.
kids. If you're in prison for 6 years, well, it goes by quick.
Oh, I thought you meant the prison sentence.
No,
I was like, I think the opposite.
The kids,
I know.
they're gonna grow up quick.
I'm not sure.
My dad was in prison for most of my life.
Well, for the last year, they may have been saying my dad's dead. So
No,
I don't.
maybe
I
he's
don't know,
alive
like,
and in prison.
Do you say like my dad's in prison and I'm sad, or is the story really my dad faked his own death to not have to take care of me? Like
The story, I don't know why you're
on.
talking like this, but the story is
My children sound.
my dad's dead to me.
Why are you talking like that?
That's what you sound
My
like.
dad's dead to me.
That's what I think. That's what I would say. My dad's dead to me. You're not dead to me, my actual dad. But if you faked your death and you then went to prison, so if you faked your death, so
then
you
you're
wouldn't
giving him what he wanted. He wanted to be dead to you.
but he still has to pay. So
How's he going to do it in prison?
I don't know. He's gonna have to pay after.
I don't think you can make money in prison.
No,
Can
but
you?
I think that I'm curious to see if it's in there. Now's not the time. But
What?
normally with things like that, then I think some of your property is like, well, since you can't pay for it, your property, like now your estate is going to pay for it. I think estate might be something that happens to someone that's dead.
You think the state will pay child support?
Your estate.
Oh.
not the state, not l'estate, estate.
State. Oh my gosh. Well, so many fun stories, and there's more, but there's one that's not really a story, but it's something I wanted to tell you on air.
And then do you have Unpapa Pins?
I do. I have so many.
Okay, give me your story that's not a story. It's a
I
non-story.
wanted to say it publicly
that you love me.
that we are having
No.
a great time. No, there's just one story that I don't think you saw from Deadline.
Okay.
Here's the story.
Yeah.
Deadline reports Ted Lasso heads towards fourth season.
Fourth season and potential pickups for 3 side characters.
Well, she already knows.
I've seen it.
That was my big moment for the episode.
Sorry, should I have been like, oh my gosh, wow.
No, I just honestly, I didn't think you'd be on the loop. Did you know they have confirmed picking up the option for 3 characters?
Yes.
Do you know what the 3 characters are?
No, but can I guess? Do you know the characters?
I do.
It's not going to be Ted Lasso
No.
because I think
We don't know why, because Kelly hasn't watched the last episode. I just had to throw it out
but
there.
I will watch it soon.
Now you can, because there'll be more. That's why it stopped. Okay, I know the 3. You tell me.
Oh goodness, what's her name though in it?
Yep. I know exactly.
Blondie. But they're
Hannah.
both blonde. Yeah, Hannah Waddingham.
Correct.
What's her name in the show?
It's not Hannah Waddingham. It is. Oh, Rebecca.
Rebecca. I was like, her actual name is Hannah Waddingham.
Yes, Rebecca.
Rebecca.
I was surprised by this one.
I was gonna say Roy Kent.
That's correct.
Roy Kent. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was surprised by. I was like, he's kind of moved on.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
don't
Roy
know.
Kent. We haven't seen the last episode, but also.
No, I meant as an actor.
Oh,
I was like, he's going to be Hercules, and I don't know if they're doing
I don't
that
know
anymore.
yeah, Roy Kent. But what's
How do you know exactly the right
Keely.
answers? Oh, you don't know
No,
the
but-
answers.
no, I'm gonna say
she
this.
has not been picked
One
up.
second, I'm gonna say Keely would have to be a part of either Hannah's or Roy's. Is my thought. So I don't think she
Potentially.
would have her own. But the other person I would say, truly, is either Nate,
No. This one surprised me. I was
Jamie
like,
Tott,
really? No.
or what is his name? He was like one of the main characters in this last one.
It is not a footballer.
It is not a footballer.
No.
Okay, I was going to say he was like the main footballer. Okay, let me think about it. If it's not Nate and it's not...
I'm going to give you 10 more seconds because
Okay,
people who
wait.
don't listen to Ted Lasso could not
this is
care less.
exciting for me. Let me have my moment. I just need give it to me. I give you so much. Give this to me.
Give it to me.
Give it to me. So Rebecca, Roy Kent. I don't feel like Coach Beard is going to stick around for this.
I don't know, but he's not the answer.
But I know, but I don't feel like he's going to stick around. But who else? What other options are there? There's the other guy.
It's a letdown, though.
He's Rebecca's
Yep,
assistant.
that'd be him.
Is that the guy that's getting his own series?
And his name is...
Leslie.
He doesn't go by his first name.
Leslie
Watch this, everybody. Higgins.
Higgins. Yeah.
Oh, I really thought you'd be like, Higgins!
No, Leslie Higgins. Yeah, but his name is Leslie. I was impressive that I knew his first name. He's going to get his own spinoff. I mean, he kind of deserves it because he's kind of a fun, interesting.
Whoa, I don't think this is like every character's getting a spinoff. This is just season 4 and who they've locked in.
Oh, I thought you said there were 3 potential people that were going to have spinoffs, and those are the 3 potential people.
No, you may have heard that. They picked up the option on these actors' contracts to bring them back for a 4th season.
Oh, I thought they were saying we're doing a 4th season.
No, can you imagine a Higgins spinoff?
Yeah, but I'm sure Higgins.
His sad life?
Yeah, I could guess. Yeah, because it's probably going to be surrounded by the continuation of her owning. I mean, I haven't seen the last episode. So
Spoilers. Whatever you're saying.
Her owning the football team and like still going with new people.
You've watched 3 seasons of this?
Except for the last episode.
Y'all, this is what happens. Kelly just watches things.
I really like Ted Lasso.
I've only watched the first season of Ted Lasso.
You've watched some of the second season too. You just didn't particularly like it because he had like hardcore anxiety in the second season.
Ted did or I did?
Ted did.
Oh, both of us did then.
Yeah.
Because I always have high anxiety.
Because the first season was like believe and like all that stuff. And then the second season is kind of when the anxiety sets in for him. Yeah. But it makes sense because I do know, well, I shouldn't say spoilers, but it's been years since Ted Lasso came out, right?
You've got 15 seconds. People can skip forward.
Doesn't matter. Rebecca, Kellie, Roy, Higgins. I'm excited for them. I hope they all come back. I hope it is around the football team. And Rebecca was supposed to get back together with that guy who had a daughter that she really liked. And so she'd have a kid finally.
And there's 5 seconds left that I'm burning for those who skip forward. And
I love Ted Lasso.
And that's what happens when the whole cast marries each other.
I really thought that it was going to, like you were telling me, the 3 people that could potentially have their own spinoff shows.
No. But I can see the first 2 having
Yeah, that's why I was like, that makes sense.
No. Well, since we are almost at an hour already.
Unpapa Pins.
Unpapa Pins.
We're making it happen.
Yeah.
So fetch.
Yeah, dude, we haven't been in the studio forever. I'm going to soak it up.
I meant we're making Unpapa Pins happen instead of unpopular opinions.
Oh, yeah. That's a thing now. All right. This first one will be quick.
Okay.
But I really agree.
That's what you think.
Okay. Introductions for YouTube videos are pointless and redundant.
Give me an example.
Today, we're going to show you how to check the tire pressure on your tires. But first, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell, and like this video. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Eric. I'm a car guy.
Yeah, I guess I don't need it.
I'm like, show me how to find the pressure.
Depends on what it is.
No.
Because you also have
know what's happened?
You have Good Mythical Morning that's like, which soda is the worst soda? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And that's like a bam, like what's
Stinger?
that called? Yeah.
Yeah. That's not like a whole intro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's.
And I think it's different if it's a show than a YouTube video.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to figure out how to get the hinges back on my doors in the right way,
yeah,
I don't want to know. It's like when you go to find a recipe, you're like, how do I make French toast? And they're like, French toast was created by Argentina Manuelos in 1927. And you're like, just give me the ingredients. I went to one website. This actually happened to me this week. They didn't even give me the ingredients list. They gave me the steps first. And step number 2 was place all the ingredients in a bowl. I was like, but what ingredients?
Were you on Pinterest? Because you have to jump to the recipe if you do that.
I was not on Pinterest.
Jump to the recipe.
I haven't had a Pinterest in a long time. So it wasn't that. I'm saying they're irrelevant unless it's a proper show.
Got it. Okay.
And it's driven me to TikTok for things. If I need to figure out how to do something, I don't go to YouTube anymore.
I will say there is something very 2000s about like intros to shows because like even like when if I rewatch Veronica Mars, like at the very top of it, it talks about who she is. I'm Veronica Mars, and my friend or whatever, like he goes to the whole thing. Castle did it for a while, and then at some point in time, it switched to like he's not doing a big intro anymore. Now it's just like the quick down with the Castle thing.
Yeah.
You know, but
do you know why they do that though? Or where that actually started?
No.
You said it was 2000s.
I don't actually know, but
it actually happened, I think, I'm pretty sure in the 60s when television shows started getting syndicated. You would have to have an explanation for people who are just jumping into a random thing.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, that's why they're like, they were a happy family until something went bad, and then they found. Exactly. It's like here's the whole story, so you have context. For what it is, and that's why they had all these bottle episodes too, these procedurals.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, well, what's going on here?
Like
everything was self-contained.
Yeah, you might not know all the character stories that are happening, but you can still watch the episode and be like, oh, I enjoy it.
Yeah. So that's why you have the big theme songs or like the explanations or all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think we can both agree on whatever unpopular opinion I said. Because
we don't need them. YouTube.
Let me ask you this:
I thought you
Kellie.
were really going to get upset because you went,
Cassie, let me ask you
No.
something. What did I call you yesterday?
I don't know, but I didn't like it. Neither did you. You said it and you were
It
like,
was really
I
funny.
don't like it.
People should acknowledge marching band as a valid sport. I'm willing to die on that hill.
I mean, I believe that that's true. The stamina you have to carry your instrument with you and march in long sleeve, long pant, multi-level polyester, whatever it is, like costume. Sometimes with the
details.
hat feather thing on your head.
I think that's just the front person, the conductor person,
well, you don't know.
in the Pope.
But all that to say, I think it actually takes a lot of stamina to be in the marching band. And then especially if you're actually playing an instrument with your mouth,
Yeah.
the amount of like air control you have to have, it's pretty intense.
So you agree with this?
I kind of think, were you going to say no?
Yeah, of course I was going to say no. I was joking. I joked at the beginning that I agreed, but you ran with it.
I want you to go run a mile and tell me how hard that is if you think that's a sport. And then I want you to pick up Randy's saxophone, learn how to play it first, and then put on...
I play other instruments.
Okay, we'll get you one of those drum things.
Yeah.
We'll put you in a marching band suit, and I want you to walk around for an hour and play it and tell me which one is a sport, more of a sport, harder. Which one was harder?
First of all, I will never run a mile.
I'm just saying.
Like, I'm already out. Just
you can ride a mile on the Peloton.
Oh, that'd be easier for sure.
Yeah.
Just because something's competitive doesn't make it a sport.
What things are competitive that aren't sports?
Well, let's talk about your family game nights.
I mean,
Is Uno a sport?
to some people.
If you ran a mile first, would it be a sport?
Listen, I'm not calling game nights sports, though.
You said name something competitive that's not a sport.
You're right. Name something competitive that's also active. That's
Foosball.
not a sport. That is a sport.
Foosball?
Oh, not foosball. Table tennis, I guess. Ping pong.
Seems more like a hobby to me.
It was in the Olympics.
Yeah, but I watched the breakdancing in the Olympics too.
They took that out.
They need to reassess some of these sports.
It's not coming
Is
back.
cheerleading a sport?
Yes,
Why?
because it's competitive cheerleading.
I don't actually disagree. I was thinking about this last night when I was putting the show together. I used to be like, yeah, it's a sport, but I think it's a competition.
It's a sport.
I also don't think...
You try to go lift someone up on your shoulders and have someone throw you in the air and do a spin and tell me that it's not a sport. That takes skill. That's like gymnastics.
That's
in
like
the
me
air.
telling someone who's never been on stage, be like, you go host this conference. Like, they can't do that because they're not equipped to do that. I can't throw someone in the air
Yeah,
because
but
I'm
I'm
not
telling
equipped to
you
do
that
it.
it's a sport.
It's not.
a sport. What defines a sport? Have you looked that up?
This is the age-old question. Has to have a ball.
No.
It should, though. I can't believe we are disagreeing on this. Kelly's looking it up, and whenever she looks things up, just like when she plays video games, she gets totally silent. So I am just
A
hanging
sport
here on my own. Go
is
ahead.
an activity that involves physical exertion and skill, and is generally recognized as a sport when it's when it has elements of competition and rules.
So if you and I were playing hopscotch, all of a sudden hopscotch is a sport. If
Yeah.
you and I were seeing how many jump rope jumps we could do, jump rope is a sport?
It is a sport.
Jump rope?
Yeah. Yes. I think that you have weird rules about what you think a sport is for some
I
reason.
think you have real.
You go jump in a jump rope right now and we'll do double dutch. And you
I'm
tell me,
not-
can you do double dutch jump rope? That's a sport. That's a skill.
I'm not saying it's
That's
not
physical
hard.
exertion.
I'm not saying it's not a skill.
It's physical exertion.
So is crocheting.
No, that's not physical exertion in the same way that jump roping is. You could do crocheting for hours. You could probably only do jump rope for 10 minutes. I love you so much, but I'm in the same boat.
I'm flattered you think I could do 10 minutes. So, but what if you took something out? Is shooting a basketball still a sport? Is dribbling a basketball a sport?
No, it's a piece of a sport. I mean, it's
So that's like saying jump roping is a sport.
Is Rocket League a sport?
No, it's a video game. Don't go. Oh, you have weird rules.
You
it's
do
a
have weird
video
rules.
game.
You have
It's
weird
called
rules.
esports, but
Yeah.
playing soccer with cars by holding a controller is not a sport.
Okay, so I'll take that back then. You're saying it's not a sport.
No.
But I think that dribbling is practice for the sport that you're in.
What's jump roping? What sport is that?
It's jump roping.
It's
It's
not
a sport. It's a physical activity.
So is the Stairmaster.
Sports.
If you and I are
The Stairmaster prepares you for walking, which is another sport.
What?
You can do a marathon.
Walking is not a sport. It's a verb.
It is if you put it into a marathon of sorts, or triathlon, or competitive speed walking.
Also, marathon, not a sport.
It is a sport.
Race, maybe. Competition.
With sport competitions in it. With sport.
Should
sporty.
tumbling be a sport?
I
mean, like, did you have a school that was like, you either make the cheer team or the tumbling squad brigade or something?
No.
Oh,
I was like, I don't really have any familiarity with tumbling, other than I know that it's like part of gymnastics, which I think is a sport.
No, see, it's only part of gymnastics. It's like the dribbling of gymnastics.
Okay, listen, you don't have to think that the marching band is a sport.
It's not a sport. It takes a lot of skill.
It does. And they have competitions with marching band against marching band. So I do think it's a sport that takes skill. Physical exertion mixed with skill defines a sport.
Tell that to all the mathletes.
That's not physical exertion. They're not
but
running
they have
a
athletes
mile
in their title. Are you telling me they're not?
No, but they're
sportsmen and women.
But they have mental exertion.
Is that part of it?
Well, that's not. That's
is that a sport now?
It's a different type of sport. Is chess a sport?
I was literally going to ask you the same thing. No.
Yeah, I think it's a different type
of game.
I mean, I think there's competitive versions of it.
Is Sorry or Trouble or Monopoly a sport? They're games.
Some people, but they are games. I still think I will die on this hill. I think I think marching band is a sport. To all you marching band members out there, I'm gonna get one of those drums. I'm gonna put you on a walking pad. I'm gonna have you do that for an hour and see if you get tired.
Joke's on you, dude. I've had to run on the treadmill singing my lyrics for upcoming shows and stuff because there's choreography and you got to get your cardio
When
up.
was the last time you did that? Not since we've been married.
I did it yesterday.
No, you didn't.
I dragged your dusty walking pad out from under the bed.
No, you didn't. You're lying.
I told it who I was because it had been so long.
No, it's only been like a week.
So long.
All right, give me the next one. Pop a pin.
I stood in our room and I did a sport.
No, you didn't.
I walked on the walking pad and that was a sport.
We can die on this hill separately together, but let's go to the next one. Pop a pin. Because I think it is a sport.
That's all the time we have.
No, it's not.
All right. I'm truly in shock.
You started it.
All right, we'll end on this one.
There's only two? Is that three?
This is the third one. I have 5.
Okay. 2 more. Go.
I was sure we would agree on this, but now I don't have a clue. If you need to yawn, you got to go all out.
Yeah, you look kind of dumb when you don't go all out.
And it's not
But
satisfying.
I don't always go all out. Sometimes I'm like,
oh, you're exerting yourself a lot. Are you?
Shut it.
Are you playing a sport?
Stop.
Is it a sport?
Stop it. I'm done. Are we done? Did we do it?
Okay, I really agree, though, that if you're going to have a good yawn, you got to go all out. Are you trying not to yawn right now? Because there's a little part of me.
Trying not to burp, but I did it anyway.
I don't know if you could really put the word trying not to in there, that phrase, but wow.
I can feel that there could be a yawn there.
And it's like stifling a sneeze. You're like, you just got to do it. You got to get it out. You got to go all out. That wasn't all out.
It was a half yawn.
See, and it wasn't satisfying, was it?
But I didn't really have a full yawn.
When I imagine someone yawning full out, I imagine these people.
With the big stretch.
Yes. Did you do it? Was it real? Because mine wasn't real.
Partly real.
Did I trick you?
My body, I guess.
Our brains are so stupid that they get tricked into yawning. Why doesn't other stuff happen? Why can't you get tricked into hiccuping?
Thank God.
Or
I get tricked
sneezing.
into hiccuping. Could you imagine?
Oh, I do that to people all the time.
No.
It'd be good times.
Nor.
It'd be good times.
Do you have any more fun ones?
Yeah, sure.
Give me one more.
Chocolate-covered fresh fruit is an egregious waste of fruit and chocolate.
No.
I agree. I think dipping... No. I agree with you.
Oh, I was
that
like...
it's a sport.
Shut it. Yeah, it is a sport.
No. Dude, chocolate-covered strawberry?
The best.
Better than strawberry.
Yeah.
The
chocolate-covered pineapple? Good.
Chocolate-covered pineapple.
You've never had it, but it's good. Chocolate-covered banana? Great.
Did you go through that phase in high school or college where you could like buy chocolate that's meltable or like even microwavable chocolate?
Didn't
and
we
you're like,
all do that?
Dip everything. I'm going to fondue this.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. I'm sure I put a ton of stuff in chocolate. I probably tried it all, baby.
Yeah. Potato chips? Great. Not a fruit, I understand, but I'm just saying.
Potato chips? That is some country
like salty
fare
sweet
kind of stuff.
Salty sweet.
Did you do cookies too? Did you do like an Oreo?
No, I don't really like that.
That's where you draw the line?
They do have the fudge Oreos.
Putting chocolate on a chocolate product?
They do have fudge Oreos that are pretty good, that are covered in like fudge and stuff. But no, I like the salty sweet or like the fruity with the sweet more than I like the chocolate on chocolate.
I would agree with that. I don't think it's a waste
lot.
of fruit. I think it makes fruit better. Sure, you should probably just eat fruit.
And try Sherry's Berries today. Not a sponsor.
Wow.
Although you were in a commercial of theirs.
What a callback.
You're welcome.
Do I remember my one line?
I don't know. They had an issue with your hands, though.
No. That was Air Hogs commercials that I did. Where they're like, do I see scars on those hands? And I was like, do you know I'm standing right here?
Yeah.
Because I heard that and it made me feel insecure.
You're like, oh.
No, I don't think I had a problem with Sherry's Berries. And it was so simple. It was like, Sherry's Berries took care of everything. Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure
we could find it
somewhere on the internet. Good times. Good
times at the El Royale.
It's so funny too because I still see my Juicy Drop commercial. Like we were at the hotel.
Oh, it came on like 3 times. Yeah.
I was like, it's so weird to be like,
I'm on TV, but no one knows because you can't see my face.
Yeah. It's so weird. I have a face for podcasting.
And for many other
radio.
things.
Just, a face that is meant to be heard but not seen. A face.
No, check us out on
only a
TikTok.
mother
That's where his
could
face
love.
is.
That is true.
I love your face. Shut your mouth. I'm not your mom.
Do you love my face or should
do.
I shut my mouth? Which one is it?
Both.
Because that's a part of my face. Which, ironically,
Sorry, that was annoying. I'm so sorry.
also a sport. But speaking of TikTok, great way to wrap it up. If you want to stay in touch, TikTok and Instagram are the best ways to do it. We got a lot of fun stuff happening, not on our Instagram, but on our TikTok. You can find
Maybe
both of
one
those.
day I'll post there. Who knows?
I know guys, it's a lot of homework to do the posting.
But follow us at It's Hardly Working.
That's at It's Hardly Working. Way to leave me hanging there. I was
send an
there
email
with
to
you,
hardlyworkingfans@gmail.com.
which we do periodically check still. But mostly it's
It's Hardly Working.
hit us up in the DMs.
Comment on our vids.
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
I'm just
Thanks
kidding.
for everybody.
I don't care.
We just hit 12K followers on TikTok, so thank you for that. And
What are you looking forward to next week?
Yeah, I was trying to think. Not much, to be honest. We're flying tomorrow, which I have liked less and less. Getting on a flight's not fun. It's
Yeah,
not
I
fun.
agree with you. It's a pretty early flight, but I've never been to Minnesota before.
Minnesota.
Is where we're going, and I'm really excited to see a new state. Hopefully, it's beautiful and wonderful. And he's looking at the weather, and we have silver medallion status for like the first time ever, and so they do complimentary upgrades if they have them available, which I've applied for on both fronts. So we'll see if we get it.
So something to look forward to on the next podcast to see how we get one upgrade and how I let Kellie have it.
No, it's
Because
whoever
I'm
gets
the one
it.
who's always in the middle seat. Have we talked about that? We'll get seats together, and it doesn't matter that I'm the one working for a week. Kellie gets the window.
I don't think that
I
think
get
that they
the
would
middle.
upgrade just one of us. I think they would upgrade both of us if it was a thing.
I don't know.
I don't know either. We're gonna find out together, I guess. But yeah, for now.
Yeah, we'll see. But the gig Kellie was talking about earlier with John Mayer, used to be with John Mayer. We'll be able to talk about that because that's coming up.
Yeah.
And then,
It's a busy September.
dude, I know. Well, we're in
We're
August.
August still. I know I have 2 events this week. One that's a different state, one that's here. And
You
then
got
the
a party
following week.
on Saturday.
Yeah, the following week I have it's for one wedding, but it's 2 days.
Right.
The following week, 2 events in the same day. And then the following week we're in Orlando. So I mean, it's just going to be a crazy season.
Yet somehow we'll be here with you every step of the way.
Yeah.
So
And
thanks for hanging out.
yeah, thanks for hanging out.
You
I'm
gonna
just-
say and?
I'm gonna say, and I'm proud of myself because this upcoming month, maybe I'll get another gig. Who knows? But it'll be the second highest grossing month I've ever had.
Which is really cool. It's very,
And
very
this
cool.
is the year that I make more than what I used to make at Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
which is crazy cool.
Yeah.
Crazy cool.
And if people don't have context, you are a director level,
I was an
C-level.
executive
it's not like you were
director of
making
leadership and
a
development
small
over
amount of money.
Dose stores.
2 stores.
Stores.
It's good times.
Anyway.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us in the summer. It's kind of the end of the summer for us because our kid just went back to school, so it feels like it's getting a little fall here, even though it's still 90 degrees. But I hope you're enjoying your summer. I'm grateful for everyone who hangs with us. Thanks for bearing with us as we've done audio-only episodes and home shows just because our life has been kind of crazy. But we still enjoy putting this together. We love getting the time together and getting the time with you guys. And thanks for all the feedback. It's been really cool to get so many messages and texts, and whether it's from people we know or don't know. And it's just it continues to be a fun thing that we get to do.
Yeah.
So we'll keep doing it as long as you keep enjoying it.
Yeah.
76 episodes in.
Yep.
I think.
Something like that. But anyways, love you.
Mean it.
Bye.
Bye.
You went pretty low for that one.
I know it was too low.